So, is it possible? Yeah. Does he have the talent to do it? Yeah. Was he one of the best fighters of all time? Yeah. So,
universally, like when you think about boxing, like you know who he is, and like you know like what he brings in his fight. So yeah, man. I mean, we're here.
Freddie Roach was left stunned while watching 46-year-old Manny Pacquiao display insane hand speed during training for his upcoming fight against Mario Barrios. Roach, who had trained Pacquiao for years, couldn't believe that the legendary boxer still moved like lightning, showing speed and precision that rivaled his prime. Several boxing experts have observed Pacquiao's recent training footage and expressed genuine surprise at his physical condition. At 46 years old, Pacquiao's speed and agility in the gym rival those of much younger fighters. Analysts emphasize that Mario Barrios, his upcoming opponent, may be facing a daunting challenge, as Pacquiao's quick hands and sharp reflexes seem to have barely diminished over time. This assessment highlights how Pacquiao's experience, combined with retained explosiveness, could upset expectations, positioning him not as an underdog, but as a dangerous threat in the ring. The distinctive sound generated by Pacquiao's punches, sharp and crisp during training sessions, has left onlookers in awe. At an age when most boxers have long retired, Pacquiao's hand speed remains remarkably fast, causing surprise even among seasoned professionals. This unique attribute, often regarded as one of his greatest weapons throughout his career, appears intact and capable of making a significant impact against any opponent. The speed and power behind each strike contribute to a compelling argument that Manny is far from finished. The rekindling of the partnership between Pacquiao and Freddie Roach has energized fans and pundits alike. Roach, renowned for shaping Pacquiao into a global icon, brings decades of experience and a deep understanding of Manny's style. Their collaboration during this comeback training camp in Los Angeles has become a focal point for media and enthusiasts eager to witness what their combined expertise will produce. This reunion underscores a narrative of trust, legacy, and mutual respect that has historically yielded memorable performances.
At the same time, with me saying that, I still kind of got Mario Barrios getting the win just because of age, but I would not be surprised if Manny Pacquiao pulls through. I can tell you this, a lot of the internet saying Manny Pacquiao about to shock the world. So I'm just excited all in all. It's a couple things that I do want to talk about in this regard. One of them being, if Barrios wins the fight, then I feel like we got to see Barrios versus Boots. And I got Boots for the victory, for sure. At the same time, if Pacquiao gets the win, do we see Pacquiao versus Boots? I don't really see that going that way, or I don't see that going good for Pacquiao, if I gotta be honest. So I'm very curious on how that's gonna go. But personally, the boxing fan in me, I wanna see Boots get undisputed. You know, that's what I wanna see. So in a sense, I kinda want Barrios to win just so we can see the Boots versus Barrios fight. But the topic of this video is Pacquiao and Barrios, so let's get back into that. That's just exciting, just to see Pacquiao with all this footage, the clips, I'm seeing him do press, all of that. It's just exciting just in general. Now, with that being said, I think Pacquiao still got that pop on him. He definitely gonna have that speed, or at least close enough speed to what he used to have. I do think it's going to be an exciting fight, and it's in Vegas.
Renowned trainer Robert Garcia has openly expressed admiration for Manny Pacquiao, describing him as a living legend whose influence transcends generations. Garcia emphasized the widespread affection and respect Pacquiao commands throughout the boxing world and beyond. According to Garcia, Manny's determination and relentless spirit make him capable of overcoming obstacles even at this advanced stage of his career. His belief in Pacquiao's potential to succeed reinforces the positive buzz surrounding the upcoming fight. Mario Barrios himself has conveyed a mixture of disbelief and respect about facing Pacquiao. He acknowledges the magnitude of The opportunity and the challenge of stepping into the ring with a fighter whose legacy is legendary, Barrios' remarks highlight the emotional and psychological weight this bout carries, not just a competition, but an encounter with boxing history. His comments also indicate that he approaches the fight with humility, understanding that Pacquiao's reputation precedes him. Hall of Famer Sugar Ray Leonard has publicly backed Pacquiao's decision to return, emphasizing the mental fortitude required to compete at this level. Leonard dispels the notion that comebacks are inherently futile, instead framing success as a product of mindset and courage. His support lends credibility to Pacquiao's endeavor, suggesting that determination and heart remain critical factors regardless of age. Leonard's perspective resonates with those who value perseverance as much as physical ability. The reaction from fans and commentators to Pacquiao's recent training has been overwhelmingly positive. Many are stunned by how his movement and punch execution evoke memories of his prime years. This widespread amazement stems from seeing a fighter defy the usual decline expected with age, reminding the boxing world that elite conditioning and dedication can prolong a competitor's effectiveness. These reactions fuel anticipation and add an emotional layer to the upcoming event, blending nostalgia with genuine excitement.
Well, Pacquiao's a big name, and obviously Barrios a great fight for Barrios because he's a champion, and I think Pacquiao, being that they both have connections with PBC, that's the easiest fight to make. So, getting another title opportunity, I just the name obviously, but I really believe that Pacquiao shouldn't be fighting. I think it's actually going to be a little. I don't want to say sad because he's going to make a lot of money, so we can't feel sorry for him. But at 46, almost 47, it's almost impossible for I'm just 4 years older, 3-4 years older than him, and it's not easy to try to think you're going to get in shape and be able to perform like the way you were when you were in the 20s and 30s.
You think it's impossible for him to beat Mario Barrios right now?
Well, it's not impossible because he has power. He should have that power. Barrios is big and a strong boy, so I don't see that happening. But is it possible? Anything's possible. George Foreman did it. There's been others that do it. But I really don't see it happening.
But Pacquiao's speed's the name of his game. Do you think he doesn't have that? There's no way he doesn't have the same speed as before.
There's no way, bro. You guys, I don't know if you guys seen his last performance.
The exhibition against that big guy.
It was actually embarrassing to see that shit. You know, so it wasn't that good. It wasn't that good. You know what I mean?
If Pacquiao wins, what does that do for him? Where does that put him all time?
Hell, come on, at that age, after like few years, I don't know how many years he's been off. That'd be impressive. It's hard to think it's gonna happen, but that shit would be nice, right? It would be nice. Very few have done it, and he's actually one that could do it.
Pacquiao, he's probably top 5 all time, one of the greatest fighters.
Pacquiao's recent training videos showcase a fighter who moves with an intensity and precision that belie his age. His hands flash rapidly, his footwork remains light and nimble, and his overall rhythm appears finely tuned. The contrast between his calendar age and physical performance suggests exceptional conditioning and a deep-rooted fighting instinct. This sharpness on the mitts illustrates a man still hungry to compete and capable of operating at a high level. The upcoming bout is being framed as a symbolic clash of eras Pacquiao, representing the golden age of boxing legends while Barrios embodies the youthful vigor of the current generation. This dynamic adds significant narrative weight to the fight beyond the championship stakes. Fans are drawn to the idea of watching history meet the present in a contest filled with contrasting styles, experiences, and timelines. Yet underlying this excitement is also concern regarding the physical toll on the aging warrior.
Like, well, cause I was like, dude, like it was a Pacquiao, and I was like, one, like I knew he was retired, and like it just wasn't like a fight that I had ever really like
thought about.
Yeah, thought about or like pictured unfolding like in my head. So yeah, then like around March was when I was like I got the word that okay, like we're gonna start working on this for real. Like all the details, I'm like, oh damn, this is really happening. Like okay, cool. Like I'm like, all right, like let's get it.
It's still like when you think about it, like is it still crazy for you? Like you're fighting like Manny Pacquiao, like who you weren't even born yet, and he was already like fighting. I think he might have had like a world title. I'm not sure, but yeah.
It might have. Yeah, no, dude. Like he's like again like. From my earliest memories, you know, anytime I thought about boxing, he was a name that I knew, like in the sport. And like I said, it doesn't matter what generation you're from. Like I think just in general, Manny is one of those names, like universally. Like when you think about boxing, like you know who he is, and like you know like what he brings in his fight. So yeah, man. I mean, we're here. I'm defending, my title against him. So yeah, it's crazy, but I mean, I'm excited.
Veteran analyst Teddy Atlas has offered insights into Barrios' progression through weight classes, noting that Barrios is moving up rather than fighting in a natural division. This observation questions the presumed size advantage Barrios might hold over Pacquiao. Atlas suggests this nuance may neutralize physical mismatches and create a more even contest. His assessment invites a more nuanced view of the fight, encouraging fans to reconsider preconceived notions about the matchup.
Now, at 46, about to make his way back into the ring. I saw him training this morning, but a lot of people are worried about him. You know, he's been inactive. Bob Arum, his longtime, guy, even said, I don't want to see him get hurt. Rooting for him, but I don't want to see him get hurt. What do you think as a guy, who's probably thought about getting back in the ring a few times, you know what I'm saying? Like, what do you think?
Well, actually, I can't comment too harshly on that because I made more comebacks than everybody. I hold a record, undisputed.
Yeah.
But you know what? Hey, do what you want to do, man,
Do you think the idea of like inactivity when you have somebody who lives his life to do it is a big deal,
It's a big deal, man. I mean, there's no one thing that will really make people understand why we do what we do. But you know what? God bless. Stay healthy.
Opinions remain divided within boxing circles about Pacquiao's prospects. While many trust his skill savvy and mental toughness, others warn about the realities of aging in a brutal sport. Some critics dismiss the fight as more entertainment spectacle than a serious competition, drawing parallels to controversial high-profile events involving non-traditional fighters. This split reflects the complexity of evaluating a legend's comeback, balancing respect for past achievements with practicals. Concerns for current safety and fairness. The significance of this fight extends. Beyond titles and records, it represents a pivotal moment in Pacquiao's career narrative, offering an opportunity to enhance his legacy or face harsh truths about longevity in boxing. Victory would cement his status as an enduring icon who defied time, while defeat might serve as a sobering reminder of physical limits. The outcome will inevitably influence how history remembers this chapter in his journey.
The WBC president Mauricio Sullivan has said Mario Barrios will face Manny Pacquiao this July. That's some crazy shit, bro. That's some crazy news. Manny Pacquiao is 46 years of age. He's making his return to the ring. And he said he wants to go out with a bang. He wants to finish his career as a champion. That's some crazy shit. Manny Pacquiao's professional record currently stands at 62 wins. 39 of those coming via knockout, 8 losses and 2 draws. Manny Pacquiao has one of the most impressive CVs in the sport of boxing. Just take a look at from 09 Ricky Hatton all the way up until here. There's so many names: Timothy Bradley, Manuel Marquez, Shane Mosley, Joshua Cloteley, Miguel Cotto, Floyd Mayweather, Jesse Vargas. Like, there's so many names on this list. You know what I'm saying? Let's take a look at Mario Barrios' record. 29 wins, 18 of those coming via knockout, 2 losses and 1 draw on his resume. What do I make of this fight? I don't know, I mean, listen, this is a young man's sport. I ask myself, Manny Pacquiao, why do you want to come back and fight a younger fighter you know what I mean, Mario Barrios, who is the current champion, who's the WBC champion. Why? What have you got to prove? You've proven everything throughout your career. So I don't know what to say, but anyways, let me know in the comment section what you guys think, and watch a clip of the president of WBC, Mauricio Suleiman, talk about this.
As of now, Mario Barrios is the WBC champion, so who is he mandated to fight next? Do you have made that decision yet?
Well, at this time, Mario Barrios is going to fight Manny Pacquiao in July. He wants to retire as WBC champion, so he's fighting in the welterweight division.
Why does he come out of retirement and get a WBC title shot in his first fight?
Because it's something that WBC has respected. Sugar Ray Leonard was retired 4 years when he requested to fight Marvin Hagler and defeated Hagler. So we do have that provision in the rules. A legendary champion with the credentials such as Manny Pacquiao. He has been medically cleared, licensed by Nevada, so we have voted in favor to allow that fight to happen.
The decision to grant Pacquiao a direct title shot has stirred controversy within the boxing world. Critics like Jeff Mayweather argue that such preferential treatment disrupts the meritocratic process, potentially sidelining fighters who have earned their ranking through hard work. This tension highlights ongoing debates over how the sport balances respect for legends with fairness for active contenders. The backlash adds a layer of complexity to the event, underscoring the challenges of honoring legacy while maintaining competitive integrity.
So Mario Barrios and Manny Pacquiao are finalizing a deal to fight in the summer. Now, Manny Pacquiao is, I think, close to 40 years old, if not already 40. Why is he still boxing? We've seen how he looked in his last exhibition against Ampa. I'm telling you right now, if this fight ever happens, which it probably will, this fight will happen, most likely. If he gets in there with Barrios, he's gonna get whooped and possibly even stopped. Let me know what y'all think about this fight down below. Manny's already done the most legendary thing you could ever do in boxing. 8 division world champion. No one's ever done that. Probably no one will ever do it again. So why does he want to keep fighting these young guys? I don't know, man. I don't know. But let me know what y'all think right now.
Actually as big a man as those other welterweights. So start there. That's a fair point. He moved up in weight, Barrios. So he's not a naturally big, natural welterweight. And of course we understand Pacquiao has moved up. My God, I don't even know when he first turned pro. You would have thought maybe he could have been a jockey.
Yeah,
I mean he was
108 pounds, right?
Yeah, jockeys are about 105 pounds, I think, somewhere around that neighborhood. I mean, can you imagine him though going to the whip? He might have killed the horse. That's the only thing. Yeah, you would have had Petter. What is it called? Peter, whatever. Peter. You would have had Peter coming after you. You know, look what he did to this horse. You know, but look, I love Pacquiao. One of my favorite people. One of my favorite fighters in the whole world. He's moved up from like whatever. Incredible weight. People forget about that. That's why I brought it up. How many weight classes this man has really moved up. Incredible. Just incredible. But now, yeah, Barrios wouldn't be as big as those other guys, but he's still a guy that's confident. He's a guy that's a world champion. He's a guy who throws a lot of punches. He's a guy who's younger, who's active, you know, who I know you can't go by this guy beat this guy, but he could beat that guy, but he could beat this guy, but you can't go by that in my business, in this business, because styles make fights. But you're right, he beat Ugas. You could say Ugas was a little older than when he fought him a little bit, than when Pacquiao fought him, and maybe that made a difference, whatever. But he did take a lot of punishment, Pacquiao, in the Ugas fight.